Your most toxic trait.
I had an ex and I f***ed his best friend.
Why?
Their best friend is always hotter.
She belongs to the streets.
Men are so simple to satisfy in a relationship. They only need 3 things in order to be happy: sex, respect, and to be left alone. That's it. That's it.
Like, my wife can never be a hoe. If she's a hoe, that's not my wife.
But if you did meet this girl and you fell in love with her,
I can never fall in love with a hoe. No, that's impossible.
No one talks about how hard it is to go from committed fuckboy to committed relationship. Because I was dedicated. On some fucking 4 people a day type shit. Your girl was out here. Now I'm in a committed relationship, and I do be feeling bad because I do have the fuckboy tendencies. And I even tell him about it, and I'm like, fuck, you should break up with me. But he doesn't. He sticks around. Bad taste.
This woman, she already had some kind of masculine features, like deeper voice, deeper whatever. She decided to be a man because she wanted to see how men were treated. Not sex change, an experiment. She ended up killing herself after like a year and a half of this because she said she was treated so horribly by women that she couldn't even believe that this is how men lived. And I was like, no fucking way. But I can see it. I can see that you guys don't speak up. You don't say the things that we need to hear because you want to love us, you want to support us, you want to be there for us, but you guys are supposed to be. You're supposed to be the strong one. Yeah. You're supposed to be these things, and yet we've been fighting to be your equal, fighting to be the alpha, fighting to be, and out of kindness you guys are stepping back, but it's a losing war for both of us.
Yeah.
Get fucking line! It's your last fucking warning! The fuck is wrong with you? It's the second fucking time I said it! Don't look at me with your 1,000-yard stare, it ain't gonna fucking work! Get your shit fucking squared away! This is why fucking motherfuckers like you go through divorces and your fucking wives leave you! You can't get your shit straight! It's the second fucking time! We count again, I'm gonna take off all your fucking clothes and I'm gonna drag you up and down this fucking thing! You gotta be the dumbest fuckers I've ever met! Last fucking time!
You can say, like, societally, you can tell men to get their shit together. You can be like, lose weight, dress better, you know, go to the gym, stop playing video games. You can be harsh with guys. If you take that attitude toward women, they're like crying. They're like, you are trying to degrade me. You're fat shaming me. They got all the words like you're a bigot. Like they come at you and you're like, well, no, I'm just trying to tell you obesity is not healthy. Like this is not a good decision. It's not, it shouldn't be glorified. But it's amazing that in society in 2022, there's an acceptance of criticizing men, which some of that criticism is warranted. Like it needs to be said, but there's not this acceptance of criticizing women. Suddenly you're a bad person if you're pointing out flaws in women or problems with women that could potentially be leading to some of their unhappiness.
As much as we like to talk about men liking the chase, women love the chase. I mean, and me specifically, I love the fact of like, you might be interested one day and then the next day, I don't hear from you. I used to love that. I used to get a high off that. I used to get a high off of, you know, am I going to see him today or is he going to be with 9 other bitches? Like, what is going to be that?
Women love to chase. They're like cats. They like mystery. So if you go up to the cat and you start just playing with it, what usually happens? It runs away. But if you're just sitting down, hanging out, watching TV, the cat starts to crawl by you and wants you to pet it and wants you to play with it and give it attention. This is just how women's nature is. So if you're a guy that has one girlfriend and you're walking in the mall with her, usually you're going to get a girl who's going to look at you and look at you up and down because she's thinking in her head, man, there must be something special about this guy. It's the same thing when you have multiple women you're dealing with or a woman that you're not texting all the time, you're communicating with. She's thinking, man, I haven't heard from Darius all day. Man, I haven't heard from him all weekend. We hooked up. We had a good time. Why is he not texting me? Did I get home safe? Why is he not texting me? Hey, when can I see you again? So she's going to reach out to you because she's thirsty for your attention. She needs your approval. She needs your validation. This is how women operate. Even if you have a girlfriend, Don't be always communicating with her. Even if you guys are living together or whatever the case may be. Don't be all up under her. Have your own life. Don't put a woman first. Deal with other women, especially if you're in a talking stage or you're just seeing a woman, you guys are hanging out here and there. Listen, if a woman asks you, hey, are you seeing other women? Are you talking to other girls? Tell her, yes, I am. Don't be afraid. Because when you do this, she's going to say, oh, man, this guy, he's really cool. Other girls want him, so I got to work harder to get his approval and be his main chick, his number one.
Somebody comes in for a job interview, and in the last 5 years, they've had 20 jobs. How do you look at them? It's a problem. It's a problem. Somebody comes for a job interview, and they're 32 years old, and from 22 till 32, they've worked at 2 companies. How do you look at them?
Yeah, positive.
Positive. I sit there and I say, wow, the same exact way we don't like to see people with too many jobs on their resume, we don't like to see too many boyfriends and body count on the resume.
Okay. Would you cheat for $1,000?
Yeah. I think he would understand.
Are you girls single or do you have boyfriends?
Single. Single.
Do you think boyfriends would make you happy or no?
I don't know how to answer that. I feel like, no. Multiple boyfriends would make me happy.
Women, it does not matter how much money you make when it comes to dating. Because at the end of the day, men will marry the waitress.
It's funny because 100% true. I've also seen some waitresses kind of slip in their numbers. I can't tell you how many successful women I've met and they tell me I was a waitress and I actually met my husband waitressing. So I have to say, unless you come from a very traditional household and you really care about what your parents say, which after time that does change, I believe this guy 100%. Men are not afraid to marry a waitress. I think men are looking for certain qualities, not just physical beauty, but more so femininity, beauty inside, someone who's serving, someone who's caring, and what better way to do it than be a waitress?
I love a bad boy.
What's attractive about a bad boy?
They just have that quality that just is so attractive. You know?
How do bad boys treat women?
Horrible.
So then why would you want to be with a bad boy when they treat you badly?
Because they do other things that the good ones don't.
What? Like what?
I don't want to go there.
Let me explain and simplify this a little bit better for you guys. The number one reason women like bad boys and not nice guys is because those bad boys have sex appeal. So if you're an attractive guy, you're not going to really be nice to women because you know I don't need to cater to her. I don't need to roll the red carpet out and pander to her in order to get sex. So those guys can be themselves. They can be confident. They can do what they want. They can treat women any type of way. They can have all types of other girls because they know that's not the only wet hole. That's not the only woman they can get. When you're a nice guy, think about this. Think back. You were probably trying to do a lot for this woman because deep down, you knew you weren't good enough. Those guys who are attractive, those bad boys, they know that, man, you know, I got it going on. You know, I got swag, I got a mouthpiece, and I can get women. I got a lot of experience with women. So those guys tend to not really want to take women on dates and wine and dine them and do all these different things. It comes down to confidence and sex appeal and how you view yourself. So the nice guys usually don't view themselves as attractive. This is why they always get walked on and treated like trash, and those women always use them up and spit them out because those dudes are trying to worship these women. You cannot put them on a pedestal. And on top of that, a bad boy is an exciting guy. So he's not really concerned about calling them and texting them and communicating with them and trying to reach out to them. Like I said in the previous clip, he's mysterious. So when the female finally reaches out to him, say, hey, where have you been? Hey, when can I see you? He's like, all right, come on over. Come over at 9, 10 o'clock. And she's so excited. It's not that the sex is great. It's the mystery. It's the butterflies. So when they finally hook up after a week or 2 or 3 that she hasn't heard from him, it's like, man, the sex is amazing. But it's not really that. It's the fact that he's mysterious and he takes pride in himself and he has confidence in himself. He's not worried about trying to please the woman.
When you finally meet the guy who slid in your DM,